Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is June 20th, 2022, and Bitcoin, as well as the rest of the cryptocurrency markets, seem to have made a bottom. Okay. Yesterday, I discussed reasons for which I thought we had indeed made a bottom, and I'm going to add one more to that list. In addition, in this analysis, I'm going to show you the two principal patterns I'm seeing in the immediate short term in the markets, okay? There's one that I see in Bitcoin, and then there's another that I see in most altcoins, all right? If that interests you, then watch until the very end. So, I am a professional Elliott wave trader, right? I study the markets all day long, and I look for relationships in price and Elliott waves. And now I'm developing skills in looking at relationships in Elliott waves and time. Okay. Yes, I'm looking at time-based relationships, one of the most challenging questions most traders, analysts, speculators want to know is when will we pump? Well, when will we dump? When will this reverse? When will this stall out? Okay. And that's not the easiest thing, but it's not impossible, because if there are relationships, just fundamentally and theoretically, if we find relatively regular relationships between time and waves, why can't we find the same for regular relationships between price and waves? Why can't we find relationships between time and waves and price and time, right? So that's the theory, that's the idea. So I've been working, doing research, back testing, and one of the things I found that I want to share with you is the concept of proportionality, okay? And an advance or an impulse, Prechter says that in there are two waves, two of the five waves may likely be proportional in time, okay? So that's quite vague, but I've seen this in waves 1 and 2 in the cryptocurrency space. Not always, but I've seen it enough. And here I'm going to show you an example where this minor wave 1, okay, from the March 2020 low, okay, all the way to the high of April 2021, right, at 60K, is 396 days, okay? Then, if you measure the start of this flat correction, this minor 2 flat correction, this ABC flat right here, from the start of it to the end where we are now is exactly 396 days. It's uncanny, okay? This is something that I believe can be very useful. And again, like I said yesterday, it's very likely that we're at a bottom. You can see that this is the monthly chart. My stochastic RSI is completely bottomed out. And it's bottomed out in such a way that you've gotten a double bottom, right? And you know that any major trend reversal needs 2 or 3 touch points before actually reversing the trend. You don't just bounce off once and then resume the reversal. Yeah, you have to have multiple touch points on support, and here you have a test and a retest on the monthly time frame. So that bodes well for an actual reversal. And then I'll just reiterate that if you see the previous all-time high and you draw a line from the previous all-time high to where we are now, this seems like a perfect support resistance flip, or RS flip, resistance support flip, where you broke this trend right here with this wave 1 advance, and then you came down to test the previous resistance, right? And so do expect a move to the upside after this resistance has been tested, which it has, right? It's been tested as support. Now, I want to go into the smaller time frames and show you the two patterns that I'm seeing in the market on the immediate short term. If you guys are getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. All right. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on Elliott wave relations to time, or price relations to time. That's like my passion right now in terms of my research. All right. So I'm going into the 4-hourly time frame, still same chart. And one of the patterns that I'm seeing in the crypto markets, especially in Bitcoin, is the following. Okay, so just to quickly recap, for those of you who may not know, I see this right here. I'm going to turn on the log or else it's not faithfully represented. I see this entire impulse as an impulsive move, so a 5-wave move, okay? And this is an unlikely 5-wave move, and I mentioned this before. It's unlikely because we don't typically see ending diagonals, which this is, I believe, all right? It's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all right? So it's a 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 ending diagonal move. And you typically don't see those in wave C. You typically see them in wave 5, okay, of an impulse, okay? Ending diagonals occur in 2 places, waves 5 and C. In wave C, you typically see ending diagonals in what we call a running flat, and those are exceedingly rare, okay? And in this case, you do not have a running flat. Actually, you have an expanded flat or a regular flat, which is common, okay? It's commonplace. But what you don't see in a irregular or expanded flat is an ending diagonal, which I believe is what you see here, okay? You have this strong wick to the downside showing that the end of this first wave, this first 3-wave move, okay? Once again, you have a strong wick to the downside showing the end of the next 3-wave move. And I already shared with you my reservations on labeling this an ending diagonal. For the longest time, I refused to believe it was an ending diagonal for many reasons, but I was proved wrong clearly for many reasons. And I'm not going to go into that right now. But I think at this point, now that it's concluded, and I believe it's concluded for a few reasons. One, if you just work on proportionality, you know that in a regular ABC flat correction, A retracing B yields 1618. Okay, and that's exactly what we got. We got a 1618 extension of this extension. Now, it's a question of counting this, and I would count it just so you know, like this. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I did that with my pen, but I'm just going to be a little more clear because sometimes people get annoyed that I just gloss over these counts. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, but I'm most interested in the 5 waves at the end of this 5th wave. So I see 1, 2, 3. That's my A wave. This is my B wave. Okay, and I'm most interested in dissecting the 5 waves down here for the following reasons. I'm going to get into why that is in just a second. Okay, so I've already done this to save some time, and here it is. Okay, so I have 5 waves here that I'm counting, and what's interesting is in any reversal pattern, okay, and I've talked about reversal patterns ad nauseum on this channel. That's actually something that I don't see or hear many Elliottians discuss, or many traders discuss. But any significant or any change in trend on any time frame requires a reversal, right? You don't just end a trend and then decide to about face and then resume a trend or go into a new trend. It doesn't happen like that. You need to consolidate somewhat, okay? And so I am anticipating for the next 20 to 30 days, maybe 30 to 40 days, 20 to 40 days, say, that Bitcoin put in a reversal pattern just like the rest of the market, most of the altcoin market did, okay? I think you're going to see what you saw in altcoins in Bitcoin, okay? And so let me just show you what that may mean. First and foremost, that means that your initial break of structure, this A wave, is going to target wave 4 of the previous degree or the previous trend. Okay, and so that's what you're seeing right here. So I don't I wouldn't be surprised if you get one more move up in Bitcoin, okay, to really come up to this level right here. So that would be maybe 23K, something like that. After which, wouldn't be surprised if you got some consolidation and then a move down in big B, okay? Or you could get a zigzag, right? We've seen that in some other assets where your reversal pattern's not, your big B is not a flat correction, but part of a smaller three-wave move for a larger zigzag, okay? But in any case, I'm anticipating some consolidation. I do not believe that we're just going to run back into the minor wave 3 trend to resume this uptrend. Okay, I think we're going to need to put in some consolidation, and in altcoins it took around 30 to 40 days. So maybe in Bitcoin it takes 30 to 40 days or a little less. Okay, now that's the first pattern that I'm seeing. So other assets that are in this in this category, like synthetics, for instance. As you'll see, synthetics is an altcoin, but like Bitcoin, it put in 5 waves. It just put in 5 waves, made a new lower low, right? You can see it right here. I'm just gonna put in the count sloppily. Okay, please excuse that. But you see, this wave A, this initial break of structure, is targeting wave 4 of the previous trend right there. So just judging by the strength of this initial break of structure, I'm anticipating quite a bit of consolidation and then a big B flat correction, retesting the lows right here, and then some sort of pivot before making your way up and out. Okay, so that's like one way the reversal pattern can work. It doesn't have to look like that, because when you're dealing with reversal patterns, you're dealing with a sequence of 3 reverse 1 2 3 4 different uh, uh, corrective patterns. Sorry, I can't speak. 4 different corrective patterns, and we all know, according to Elliott wave theory, you can have a flat, a zigzag, or a triangle for a corrective pattern. So you can get combinations and permutations of all of the above. This is what yields the variation of these reversal patterns. Now, as for the second pattern, larger pattern that I see in the crypto market, let's just go back to our spot trades. And if you look at something like Cardano, most altcoins have, for the past 30 to 40 days, put in that reversal pattern that I'm referring to, okay? So for the past 30 to 40 days, unlike Bitcoin, they have not made lower lows, and they've been putting in these consolidation reversal patterns, big A, big B, big A, big B, and then your pivot. So I anticipate that, unlike Bitcoin, that's kind of going to, I think, be range bound between 23, 24K and the lows that we experienced. Okay, so let's just go back to the range I think Bitcoin's going to be in. I'm seeing that, let's get rid of this right here. I would not be surprised, and let's get our range tool out. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hard to find tools sometimes when you need them. When you don't need them, they're like in your face, getting in your way. Let's not waste too much time looking for this. Let's just look. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. I'm looking for... I think I'm close. Fuck it. Let's just do it by hand. Okay. I'm expecting Bitcoin to range somewhere around here and here for, the next month, right? Just like altcoins did. I would not be surprised if you got something like that, okay? And so you saw that in, like I said, in altcoins, right? Let's go back to the 4-hourly time frame. You saw that in altcoins. So as Bitcoin is ranging, I am anticipating that altcoins actually start moving, okay? they start moving more, not laterally, but they make higher highs, okay? Because that reversal pattern has been put in. So the next move, this is a pattern that I expect for altcoins that have already put in their reversal pattern. I'm anticipating that they test the top of their range and then break the top of their range. That's where you see the massive volume spikes. That's where you're really going to see altcoins run, okay? Dodo, for instance, same thing. You can see this throughout the altcoin market, not in every altcoin, okay, and particularly not in Ethereum. Ethereum's another case entirely. I'm going to do the live stream, tomorrow's live stream, focused on Ethereum. I want to focus on Ethereum. It's a large player in our cryptocurrency space, and it's on another cycle. From my reads, so I really want to talk about Ethereum. I'm not going to. I don't have enough time to really dedicate it to it right now. But I think like Dodo, it tests the top of these ranges, just like ADA. Once it breaks the top of this range, you can see massive volume. You'll see massive price action, right? That's when you get into 30-40% price pumps. I think daily price pumps. Reserve rights also put in a reversal pattern, but slanted, because instead of putting a flat correction, it put in a zigzag, right, for big A and big B, and for then you got your pivot right here. Okay, Telcoin, still you saw a reversal pattern. It broke the lows, kind of like Dodo did, but it didn't necessarily make a significantly lower low. You're still within this range. You're basically just dipping right below the lows. Okay, as the Wyckoff people would call it, it's a what would they call it? They would call it a spring. Yeah, a spring. So like you basically dip below the range lows, which would be here. Okay, but anticipate altcoins that have completed their reversal patterns to test the top of those ranges before breaking them. Okay, Kadena, same exact thing. So this is the pattern. The two patterns that I'm seeing are things like Bitcoin and synthetics that have put in fresh 5-wave moves to the downside. They have to undergo this reversal pattern before making significant moves to the top side. Things like Kadena, Cardano, Dodo, reserve rights, they have already put in their reversal patterns. Anticipate them to make larger moves to the top, testing the top of these reversal patterns, reversal pattern ranges before breaking them. Okay, and when you break them, that's when you really see fireworks. Vechain is a great example. Okay, Vechain is, see, you're basically seeing the same thing, the same pattern, but just different periods, different phases of the same pattern. Okay, so Vechain would be the most advanced, right? It finished its reversal pattern before anyone else. Before anyone else, it did this little dip below, this spring below the range low, just like reserve rights, just like Dodo. And what did it do from there? It tested the top of the range, just like I said, then broke the top of the range, massive volume on that break, okay? And now is retesting that range, okay? And maybe the top of the range isn't there, but here, okay? Okay, and retesting the top of that range for continuation. So Vechain is kind of like looking in the future of these patterns. Like I see one pattern and different phases of that same pattern. Again, in order to change trend on any time frame, 8 hour, 4 hour, daily, you have to put in that reversal pattern. Vechain put in its reversal pattern. It took approximately 33 days, okay? And a lot of these are 30 to 40 day reversal patterns. And anticipate the next move for these assets that put in the reversal pattern once again to test the top of the ranges of the reversal pattern before breaking, retesting. This is what I see. It's consistent, and the time frames are also consistent. Guys, if you're getting value, if you've gotten value, please like, share, and subscribe. And I would appreciate your commentary on this. For those of you who are serious analysts, serious chartists, let me know what you think. What are your ideas on the market? And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care and have a great week.